Okay, year one, we're still looking at patterns and textures, and this week we are looking at animals. So for today, you'll need some white paper, your drawing things, and some black paper if you've got it, as well as some scissors and some glue. So today you are going to be making some animal patterns. I'm going to show you some examples to start off with. So I've got my little zebra. So in the background, I've done a zebra pattern, those beautiful black and white stripes, and then using my black paper, so you can see that's actually paper that I've stuck down, I've actually made a little silhouette of a zebra, is what we call it, and that's basically like the outline. It's like, imagine what the shadow of a zebra would look like, and I've stuck that on top. So you can see I've done the same thing with my little turtle here. I've filled the background with the pattern that I think that animal has, and then I've made a little silhouette to go on top of it. So make sure you're grabbing all your things and you're thinking about an animal that has a cool pattern on it. Remember, if you don't have any black paper, you can make your own. So you can use a Texstar or a pencil and color in some white paper, and you can use that instead of black paper. All right, I'm going to show you an example of how I made another one. I'm making something special and tall. And then you can make your own. So think of a cool animal. You don't have to do one of the ones that I've done. Think about what you can do, and we're going to make a background of animal patterns and a black animal silhouette. All right, let's go. Okay, so you are going to start with an A4 piece of white paper, just like I've got here, and you're going to choose an animal with an interesting pattern on it to fill your page with that animal's pattern. So I've actually done a sneaky and I've already started this one. So it's yellow with brown spots. Any ideas what this one could possibly be? I am hoping that this one will be a giraffe. So I'm just going to really quickly finish this off while you guys watch. I didn't want to make you watch the whole thing because that would be really, really boring. So I started by drawing the spots and then coloring them in. And then I did the background in yellow with my yellow pencil, and I'm just going to finish coloring in these big spots in my brown. So with the zebra, I just did black stripes. With my little turtle, this is probably more of a fish pattern, I've just realized. I did my scales first and then colored in with pencil. It's up to you how you do it. You also need to have a think about what animal are you going to do. Are you going to do a scaly fish? Are you going to do a stripy tiger? Are you going to do a black and white cow print for a cow? Are you going to do a giraffe? Are you going to do grey wrinkly skin like an elephant? Are you going to do a zebra like me, or a turtle or a snake? You have to have a think about what pattern you're going to use in your background for your artwork. So you can use one of my ideas, or if you've got one of your own, go for it. But we want to fill this whole background, this whole A4 page, with our beautiful animal pattern. Now I just want to go and make this bit a little bit neater and a little bit darker. This yellow bit, it's a bit messy. I don't really like that. There we go. That's a bit better. Making sure I've got no gaps if I can. All right, now the hard bit, the tricky bit, fun bit, challenging bit. You are going to need some black paper. Remember, if you don't have your own black paper, you can always do what we've done in previous weeks. You can make your own by just coloring in a piece of black paper, and we can use that to cut out. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the black animal. So we would call this a silhouette, and it's kind of just like an outline. So of my turtle, it's just the outline of him, and my little zebra, the outline of that as well. So we're going to make the silhouette of my giraffe now. So I've got my little handy dandy grey lead, and all I'm going to start by doing is trying to draw my giraffe in grey lead on my page. Now I want to make sure that my giraffe is going to fit onto my artwork. Hopefully You can see my grey lead a little bit. I think it might be a bit tricky today to see my grey lead, but hopefully you can see it a little bit. I'm going to make my giraffe's legs, long skinny legs, long skinny neck, and he's got a short little tail with a little bit on the end. He's also got some little horn things and some ears. So that's the outline of my giraffe. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that on the camera, but hopefully you will be. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut him out. So I'm going to carefully use my scissors to try and cut this cute little silhouette, this outline of the giraffe out. I'm going to take my time with this. I'm going to try and do it really neatly if I can. The strange thing about doing a drawing that's a silhouette like this is that it doesn't really actually have very much detail. So you can't see its eyes, you can't see its mouth. All you can see is the outline. So like what the animal would look like if it was just its shadow that you could see. Oop, forgot this little bit here. Ugh. I'm trying to be quick so that you don't have to watch me bore and cut the whole time, but also trying to be neat. I want you to take your time a little bit more than I am. Oh, because I messed that bit up a little bit. I'm not very happy. All right, I'm going to be a bit neater and a bit more careful. I'm going to cut these extra bits of paper off that are getting in my way just to make my cutting a little bit easier. And these big bits I'm going to pop in my scrap paper box. The other bits will go in the recycling bin. All right, focus a bit more, Miss Emily. Bit neater. There we go. That's better. Taking my time. This is why we shouldn't rush things. I've learnt my lesson. And then my giraffe is slowly coming to life. Get rid of that bit of paper. When you've got little details like the horns and stuff, it's really important to take your time and to be neat and careful. Remember, you can turn the paper around. You don't have to turn the scissors around. I like to try and keep the scissors in one direction, like I have been, and move my paper instead, because that's the easiest thing for me to move. One last little bit, really. I'm going to cut that little extra bit off, get that out of my way, make my life a bit easier. And I'm going to come in this way and see, I'm moving the paper. I'm not really moving my scissors too much. The thing that I'm moving the most is the paper. All right, so I've got my little giraffe, and this side has all of my grey lead lines on it. So all of my markings here. So when I stick it down, I'm not going to stick it up like this where you can see all my grey lead. I'm actually going to put my glue on the side where we can see my grey lead. Now, if you're going to glue like this, like I'm doing right now, you need to make sure you've got something under your desk. I've got a little mat that's protecting my desk. If you don't have a little mat like me, you probably need to put down a piece of paper. You should always do that when you're using textures or anything anyway. My mum used to get so grumpy at me when I just drew straight onto the table and made a big mess. All right, and there is my little giraffe. So he gets to join his little turtle friend and his little zebra friend. So I'm really excited to see what you're going to do with this and what interesting animal patterns you're going to use. I can't wait. All right, good luck.